there's another group I'd like to thank as well. Students, we couldn't bring you from schools without the help of our teachers and support staff and chaperones. Would you help me thank them as well? I know you're showing them the greatest respect and appreciation as well. So it's my hope that this presentation inspires all of us to keep moving forward, to make our nation and world better. We're depending on you. And in the words of Dr. King, to drive out darkness with light and to drive out hate with love. On behalf of OCPS and all of our wonderful sponsors, welcome to your symposium. And now we present to you, I Have a Dream.
Good morning. Happy pre-Martin Luther King celebration. Let's say hallelujah. Hallelujah. With a little enthusiasm, please. Hallelujah. Can we top that? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let's put our hands again together. Yeah. Absolutely. Hey. I want to thank the city of Orlando, the county commissioners, the pastors, the students, the teachers, the chaperones, my cast, the crew, and everyone's family, the extended family that's not here, that you will ultimately teach the values when you grow up and become adults and you get a chance to share your memories of this evening. We are on hallowed ground, ladies and gentlemen. Why? We're in a theater where productions happen to enlighten the world on issues and music and comedy and drama. We celebrate ourselves in this type of facility. We celebrate the world, and this evening we're going to celebrate yet again the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. My name is Herman Laverne Jones, and it would thrill me a lot if y'all would say Herman with a whole lot of enthusiasm. Laverne. You got to say it like you love it. Don't. Yeah. And the most important part is Jones. Yeah, now we're going to put that together. Herman Laverne Jones on three. On three. 1, 2, 3. Let's put our hands together for that now. Yeah. And y'all can look me up on the internet, and anything bad they say is true. Just kidding. And everything they say that's wonderful, I take it with a grain of salt. I am a 47-year veteran in the theater. I've been doing this play for 37 of those 47 years. Hallelujah. I've been all over the world with this show. I've done 140 cities. I've been in Africa. I've been in Asia. I've been in Europe. I've been in South America. I've been all across the United States. And next week I will be in Atlanta as a special guest speaker on January the 20th for the celebration in Palmer, Alaska. Right? Yeah. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, it might sound like it's about me, but it is not. It is about us. It is about we. The diversity that I see in this room is profound. We have every color in the world represented here and now. We got probably every ethnic group close to it across the planet. And if we look at our historical roots, that is true. Martin Luther King Jr. wanted this evening. He is here with us as well. He is being celebrated around the world for changing this planet to look at good and love versus evil. We're living in a unique time, ladies and gentlemen. Agreed? A very unique time. I think God is present all the time, and he is revealing things to us every single day. Whether you know it or not, he is opening your hearts this evening to receive. Just to receive. And then you take what you get from this, and you help change the world. Martin Luther King Jr. was 26 years old when he graced us with his presence. And in 12 plus short years, he changed the world permanently. It took this nation a minute to say, let's celebrate him with a holiday. But they did it. What a grand thing. What an amazing thing. Okay? We celebrate our presidents. We celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving and an assortment of holidays. But it is very unique for there to be a holiday based on one individual's profound presence. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the great honor of being part of this show for 37 years. It was supposed to be a one-year tour, and here it is in its 37th anniversary. Can we lift that up? And guess what? It's going to go on for another 50 years. Hey. What? Huh? Because I'm training people. And guess what? Y'all going to be in a production of I Have a Dream. Yeah, Wilson, I love it. Be present. Enjoy. I want to especially thank Reverend Pastor Zach. Pastor Zach, can you stand up? Hey, are you in the house? Yeah, there he is. Everybody look this way. There he is. Yeah. I want everybody to say, Pastor Zach. Pastor Zach. Say it loud. Last time. Yeah. Okay, Pastor Zach. And ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Pastor Zach and his wonderful, wonderful church. What's the name of that church? Rejoice in the Lord Ministries. Let's say it loud. Louder. Yeah, that's it. And the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center present Herman Laverne Jones's I Have a Dream.
I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. Jesus will help me. Jesus alone. And I must tell Jesus all of my troubles. I cannot bear these burdens alone. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. Jesus will help me. Jesus alone. And I must tell Jesus all of my troubles. I cannot bear these burdens. To the back of the bus. I say get in the back. My feet hurt, and I'm just plain tired. I cried and I cried. Cried all night long. I cried and I cried. Cried all night long. I cried and I cried. Cried all night long. We are here today because of the bus situation in Montgomery.
That's right.
Just last Thursday, one of our finest citizens was carried off a bus and carried to jail and arrested because she refused to give a bus seat to a white person. Miss Rosa Parks is a fine person. No one can deny her integrity. And nobody can deny the height of her character. Glory, hallelujah. And we are not wrong. We are not wrong in what we are doing. If we are wrong, then Supreme Court is wrong. If we are wrong, then Jesus was merely a utopian dream. If we are wrong, then justice is a lie. We are all going to work together right here in Montgomery. And when they write the history book sometime in the future, someone will have to say there was a race of people, of black people, who had the moral courage to stand up for their rights. And we are going to do that. God grant us here to do it before it's too late. I now introduce my colleague, the Reverend Ralph Abernathy.
Those of us gathered at this meeting hereby resolve to boycott the buses of Montgomery until, number one, passengers are seated on a first-come, first-served basis. Number two, passengers
Montgomery City Transit for a year. They carpooled, rode in Negro-owned taxi cabs, and even walked to their destinations. Some made the incredible sacrifice to keep the movement going by walking nearly 12 miles round trip. In 1956, the Montgomery bus boycott ended because the United States Supreme Court declared segregation on buses unconstitutional.
Multiple arrests, severe harassment, and acts of terror, such as the bombing of his home on September 30th, 1956.
Later that night, I began to think of the viciousness of people who would bomb my home. I felt anger rising as I realized that my wife and baby could have been killed. They could be taken at any moment. For once, I did not even share my thoughts with Coretta. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Oh Lord, I am here, taking a stand for what I believe is right. But I am afraid I have reached the end of my powers. I have nothing left. I've reached the point where I can't make it alone. Not my brother, no, not my sister. Standing in the need. It's me. No one will die from our struggle of freedom in Montgomery. Certainly I don't want to die. But if anybody has to die, let it be me. Let it be me. Standing in the need.
About the right to vote. This speech further launched Dr. King into the spotlight.
My face was on the cover of Time. I was a celebrity. I became a target of every person and criticism. I was at the age of 28 when I wrote a book about Montgomery, and I was in Harlem autographing copies. Hey, sister.
Are you Dr. King?
Yes, I am.
You Baptist bastard son of a gun! I've been after you for 5
Years!
The point of the blade was at the point of the wall of my aorta. A cough or a sudden movement of any kind would have killed me.
I tried to kill Dr. King because people were torturing me. And because he tried to convert me from being a Roman Catholic and he's a communist. I deny stabbing him with a knife. That shows how much you people know. I'm going to report this case to the FBI. And it was a letter opener. And I want my letter opener back!
Friends, it is good to be back. What I'm about to say, I know many of you already know. For about the past 4 years now, I have been doing the work of one man that 5 or 6 people ought to be doing. There has been a strain on me. I, therefore, would like to submit my resignation as your pastor of Montgomery Baptist Church. I will be joining my father as co-pastor at the Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, where I will be closer to the Southern Christian Leadership Conference headquarters. I have no choice but to free you now.
Martin, we need you.
Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me as I travel on this season's journey. I want Jesus to walk with me. Hold my hand, Lord. Hold my hand. Hold my hand, Lord. Hold my
But in the entire country, there was no place to compare with Birmingham. If you believed your history book, and you tried to exercise your right to vote, you would be confronted with every conceivable obstacle to taking the most important walk a Negro could take, the walk to the ballot box.
You would be living in the largest city of a police state, run by a racist commissioner, Bull Connor, presided over by a governor, George Wallace, whose inauguration vow had been a pledge of segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever.
Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants freedom. 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 Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants freedom.
decided that we would end the segregation in Birmingham. The protest started on April 3rd, 1963. By Good Friday, 500 black people had been arrested. 300 were still in jail, and we had given up all the money we had for cash bail bonds.
Through the streets of Birmingham, Alabama. King was placed in solitary confinement that led to his arrest on April 12, 1963. King was placed in solitary confinement, and it was there that he wrote his famous letter from the Birmingham jail.
I wrote the letter in response to a public document written by the 8 Alabama clergymen.
We urge the Negro community to withdraw support of your demonstrations and observe the principles of law and order.
I am in Birmingham because injustice is here.
My dear fellow clergymen, I think I should indicate why I am in Birmingham, since you have been influenced by views which argue against outsiders coming in. I'm in Birmingham because injustice is here.
You deplore the demonstrations taking place in Birmingham, but we know through painful experience that freedom is never given voluntarily by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed.
Frankly, I have yet to engage in a well-actioned campaign that was well-timed. The word wait
It
rings on the ear of every Negro with piercing familiarity. This wait often always has meant never.
Never.
Never. Never.
Never.
Never.
Perhaps it is easy for those who have never seen segregation to say, wait. But when you have seen vicious mobs lynch your mothers and fathers at will, and drown your brothers and sisters at will, when you have seen hate-filled policemen kick, curse, and even kill your black brothers and sisters,
When you suddenly find your tongue twisted and your speech stammering because you have to explain to your 6-year-old daughter why she can't go to the public amusement park that was just advertised on TV, and you see tears welling into her little eyes as she is told that Suntown is closed to colored children. And clouds of inferiority begin to fill in her little mental sky. When you have to concoct an answer for your 5-year-old son who is asking,
Why do white people treat colored people so mean?
when you are humiliated day in and day out by the nagging signs reading white and colored, when your first name becomes nigger.
When your middle name becomes boy. When you're forever facing a sense of nobodyness, then you will understand why we find it so difficult to wait.
I have almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's great stumbling block is the white moderate, who is more devoted to order than to justice, who paternalistically believes that he can set the timetable for another man's freedom, and constantly advises for the Negro to wait for a more convenient season.
At first, I was rather disappointed that fellow clergymen would see many non-violent efforts as those of an extremist. But though I was initially disappointed at being categorized as an extremist, as I began to think about the matter, I gradually gained a measure of satisfaction from the label. Was not Jesus an extremist for love? Was not Paul an extremist for the Christian gospel? Was not Martin Luther an extremist? Here I stand. I cannot do otherwise, so help me God. And Abraham Lincoln, this nation cannot survive, half slave and half free.
And Thomas Jefferson, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. So the question is not whether we will be extremists, but rather what kind of extremists will we be? Extremists for hate or love? Perhaps the South, the nation, and the world are in dire need of creation. I thought the white moderates would see this need. I expected too much.
On sweltering summer days and crisp autumn mornings, I looked over the South's beautiful churches with their lofty spires pointing heavenward. Over and over, I have found myself asking, what kind of people worship there? Who is their God? Where were their voices of support when bruised and weary Negro men and women decided to rise from the dark dungeons of complacency to the bright hills of creative protest? One day, the South will recognize its true heroes. There will be the young high school and college students, the young ministers of the gospel, and a host of their elders, courageously and non-violently sitting at lunch counters and willingly going to jail for conscience sake.
Never before have I written so long a letter. I can assure you it would have been much shorter had I been writing from a comfortable desk. But what else can one do when he is alone in a narrow jail cell but write long letters, think long thoughts, and pray long prayers? Yours, for the cause of peace and brotherhood.
Martin!
Martin.
Martin!
Martin.
Martin!
Martin.
Martin Luther
King Jr.
Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants freedom.
Jets of water from the fire hoses. 100 pounds of pressure knocked the children flat, ripping the clothes off of many of them. And then the police dogs went wild, biting the children. They stumbled, they fell, they screamed, they bled. This was D-Day. It was called the Children's Crusade. But despite Bill Connor's brutality, the children were not afraid. And they rose up and marched. And the Negroes marched past them towards victory. Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants freedom.
50 years ago, a great American in whose shadow we stand in today wrote the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yes.
And this momentous decree came as a glorious beacon for all millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice.
Yes.
This came as a joyous daybreak to end a long night of captivity. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi. From every mountaintop, let freedom ring. When we let freedom ring, when we let freedom ring, we are able to speed up the day that all God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, can all join hands and sing in the words to the old Negro spiritual, free at last.